welcome back YouTube to the Slice of Knife. Today we are going to take a look at a new budget knife from David C. Anderson via CJRB. We are going to be looking at the CJRB Maximal. So the CJRB Maximal comes in its normal little pouch. I opened this already. I didn't really do much with it, but I opened it, took a look at it. So it's not like an unboxing or anything like that. But I mean, I felt it before for about 30 seconds before this video, and here we are shooting. So just got the thing, and here we go. The CJRB Maximal is one of the newer knives from David C. Anderson via CJRB. It is a truly budget man's knife, coming in at just around $50. One of the first things I noticed about this, and I got the micarta version, is that this micarta version has a really nice green. I love the green on this micarta version. Oh, I didn't really mean to flip that open yet. I got too excited. Sorry. You know, that happens. But anyways, we'll go through some of the specs on this piece. So it's a 2.95 inch blade at about 2.5 millimeters thick. It's got a stone washed finish with a flat blade grind. It's AR RPM 9 steel, which is that powdered steel. It's a good solid budget steel, maybe akin to a 1428 CN or somewhere in their Nitro V-ish area. It's kind of CJRB's version of that, the powdered metallurgy. I don't know a ton about metallurgy, but it's that powdered version. Let's see, it's a drop point blade, micarta scales, reversible pocket clip, crossbar lock, overall length when open 6.89 inches, closed 3.94, and it's about 3 ounces. So not particularly light. It does have a little bit of heft for the size of the knife that it is. But feels good actually. So let's really get a feel for this. So as you take a look here, you've got your nicely milled pocket clip with the flat screws in there, so it'll sit well in the pocket. Now the pocket clip is not inset, so if you like an inset pocket clip, you're not going to get that here. It certainly sticks out a little bit, so that could cause a little bit of pocket damage. Probably not a ton, because it's pretty rounded and relatively smooth, but possibly a little bit. Clip is pretty stiff, actually. So a pretty stiff clip, so it's going to hold well. The pivot screw, I like the pivot screw with this green, with that little kind of brass accent around the pivot screw. That's very nice. So let's take a look at the blade itself. And here we go. So as I said, stonewash finish, drop point, almost just under 3-inch blade. No jimping, interestingly enough. Okay, so that's something I definitely didn't notice when I first opened it. No jimping. I don't know that I'm a fan of that. I think I would prefer jimping up there. If I could change one thing on this knife right now so far, it would be that they put a little jimping up there. But it is a very nice knife. Here, let's get just a good look at it there. So it is a very nice looking knife, very utilitarian, not too crazy, and just large enough to be good for everyday carry. The scales feel pretty good. When I give it a good squeeze, I mean, I could, no, actually, no, it feels good. Feels good. Inside of here, it's a little bit kind of sharp on the inside of the scales, like on the inner edge, not the outer edge. The outer edge is chamfered nicely. The inner edge, just a little bit. Now you can see inside, they have milled out. Let's see if we can get a good view of that. They do have milled out liners in there. So those look very nice, but it's full liners, and you have your two little kind of back spacers there. You got those liners probably add a little bit to the weight. Whoops, bumped the camera. Unprofessional. Although I'm not a professional, so unamateur. I don't know. But the blade feels good. It has a good, I love this. I tend to start to like the knives that really contour this part a lot. Some people like just that flat the same. I actually like that contoured feel. It fits well in my hand. I have a relatively small hand, small to medium at best. But it fits well in my hand. Very, very nice. Even without the jimping, I mean, I guess the problem is that I picked this up naturally. My thumb wanted to go right here. And as I'm just going, oh, no jimping. Okay. Now, do I think this thing's going to slip? Maybe not with the extra this here. is going to really hold me back. It's going to hold it from slipping forward. It's going to be a lot tougher. So maybe it's not as necessary, but I'd prefer jimping on a knife like this. Oh, crossbar lock. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Crossbar lock, really good solid action. Doesn't quite, oh yeah, drop shut. I just had it on too much of an angle trying to show it here. So drops shut, very nice, good, good action, drop and shut, all that kind of stuff. So very good there. Let's check out the blade centering. Is this blade centered? It is. Yep, it is centered. It is a centered blade, so that's very good. I like that. You always like a centered blade. Thumb studs feel just right. They really hit just right here. You really get a good grip, especially with the little contour. It almost just naturally pulls your thumb right there. So you pull the thing out, you pick it up, and your thumb just kind of naturally flips right in there, and it hits right on there, and then it's flipped right to the grip. Back, flipped right to the grip. So that's nice. Definitely a quick opener, plenty fidgety for those who want to fidget with it. Has smooth action. I don't actually know. Let's take a look here. Let me do a quick little, let's see here, that opening. Ceramic ball bearing. I did not talk about the pivot assembly. So that is ceramic ball bearings in there, and it feels good, feels strong. No complaints there with those ball bearings. So I like that. Definitely a very nice knife. I will say the micarta might be my favorite part of this whole knife. The micarta and then the accent. I like the blade shape, and it's good and it's utilitarian. I really like it's got a nice drop. That gives it kind of a nice balance when you're holding it. I do like that a lot. But I mean, nothing crazy about the blade. It's a good standard blade, but I think that's what he was going for. I think when David C. Anderson kind of devised this knife, he was looking for the knife that checks all the boxes that he likes. Which is interesting. I will say this, and I don't know this. I don't know David C. Anderson. I have no idea, but he has, in my opinion, I think he kind of has some larger meat paws, larger hands. So I'm surprised at the handle length on this thing, that he would design a knife at that size. If it's a knife that he really wants to carry, you would think it would be a little. I would think he would design at least a bigger handle, even if he kept the blade the same, or close to the same. That handle would pop out another ½ inch or so. Because I mean, my hands again aren't large, and they're taking up the full thing. I imagine his would be. I mean, I guess maybe he has a half off, and maybe he likes to hold like that, and maybe that's why he doesn't care about the lack of jimping. I don't know. I'd be interested to know if David C. Anderson ever watched this video, which he won't, but if he ever did, I'd be interested to know his thoughts, and if there's not, and maybe there's a video, you can point it to the comments below. If there's a video that talks about his design of the knife. I mean, I've watched a little bit of one, but I don't remember it talking about jimping or anything like that. So if there's a video that talks about how he designed the knife and why he designed it without jimping, I'd be very interested to know. It's weird that you would talk about jimping. I guess I'm just so used to it on many of the knives that I would carry that I don't even think twice about it. But no jimping on this one. The G10 is nice, contoured, beautiful green, nice brass accents. Everything else, I mean, fit finish. I mean, everything else for a CJRB $50 knife. I mean, this thing's a killer. You're not going to find much better at the price point for the steel type. I mean, all around, just a good solid knife. Now, let's pop into a little bit of size comparison here. So, we'll put on the Yonder, which is of a kind of I'd call it like a similar ilk, similar type knife. So with that Yonder, the Yonder is just a bit smaller, which I believe the Yonder's blade is like 2.89. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's like 2.89 inches. So tiniest bit smaller blade, and clearly the handle is just a little bit smaller. It's also not as contoured as the CJRB. Although I do love the Yonder. It's as many of you know, my favorite knife, listed in the comments below as one of my favorite knives to carry. It's definitely my favorite one to carry right now or use for overall work. It's kind of like the beater that I'm proud of. It's not a beater like, oh, this thing's a junker knife and I use it. It's a beater, as in I will use it to do whatever. It's starting to show a little bit of wear on it. I was using it to cut some Romex the other day, like strip the outside of the Romex cable, which is pretty thick, but I mean, it cuts just really nice. So anyways, let's pull in another one here. So then we have slightly larger on the scale. We have another one by CJRB, the Pyrite Light. And the Pyrite Light is a nice knife that's been on this channel before. So if you search through this channel, Slice of Knife, you'll absolutely find a video on the Pyrite Light. Which, incidentally, somebody who I actually watch, which was kind of my first sort of YouTube experience, Landman EDC actually watched that video. I think I commented on one of his videos, and then he commented on one of my videos, which happened to be the Pyrite Light. And that was kind of cool to have happen. So cool in the knife community and the YouTube community to actually have somebody reach out to my channel, which is a tiny, nothing channel at this point. But I enjoy doing it, and it was cool to have somebody who kind of has, he'll say like he's not a big person, and he's probably not. I don't think he's like a giant YouTuber or anything. But Landman EDC, I mean, shout out to you for being such a nice guy to reach out to the video. It means a lot to this guy on the side. So cool. And if you happen to ever see this video, awesome. I just wanted to say thanks. Anyways, the Pyrite Light is it's 3¼ inch blade, I believe. Maybe 3¼ but anyways, it's a solid almost inch longer than these. Not quite an inch longer when it's full set, but pretty close to an inch longer, as you can see here. And it has jimping. It has good jimping too. I like the Pyrite's jimping. It's not super aggressive, but it has enough. So clearly CJRB can do jimping, but I guess David C. Anderson just said no. This one also has jimping. The Yonder Civivi, nice jimping. Good work. Then the sad face. Oh, slippy thumb, slippy slidey, no jimpy. Again, I don't think it kills the knife. I still like this knife. I would still carry this knife. I don't have a problem with that. Again, there's some nice things about it. I mean, the way that the drop point is, it's really a nice drop. So I mean, it's good for cutting, with an index finger forward if you're really trying to do a precise cut. I think it would work well for that. I just kind of wish that they had jimping. That'd be better for me. I don't know. Comment below. I'd love to know if you're pro jimping, not pro jimping, or it doesn't mean a lot. Like, what does jimping mean to you? That's a good question. I would love to have the answer in the comment below. Is jimping a must-have on a knife? For me, it's not quite. It's close to a must-have. It's not a must-have. But I really like to have it. It definitely, so this knife, for its price, for what it does as an EDC knife, I think it's great. And I would give it a solid B of a knife. If it had jimping, it's probably like an A for a budget knife. Where you look at the Yonder, same thing, price is a little higher, although it's gone up a little bit recently. I feel like the Yonder's gone up. Prices obviously have gone up a little bit, so I think it's possible that it went up, but it used to be like around $55, $56. I think it's now like 61, but it used to be very comparable to the Maximal, the CJRB Maximal. But anyways, they're very close. I mean, within $10 of each other, but I would give the Yonder an A. All around, it just is an A. It fits well, feels nice, good blade, all that kind of stuff. One thing, just as I'm thinking about it, definitely pretty sharp out of the box, which is good. Sharper than the Pyrite was sharp, but I did have to touch it up just a little bit on the stone. It was definitely sharp, but it just wasn't quite where I want it. I do like the real flat grind they have here. I mean, they have a little bit here. Oh, you know what else too? Here's a little fun. You get that little DCA logo on there next to the steel type. David C. Anderson. So that's nice. I like that. That's a cool little addition to the knife. Makes it a little more special, a little more personable, adding that in there. I mean, I know most knife makers, if they design a knife, you'll get a name on there somehow. Or not, maybe not most, but a lot of times. But this one, DCA, very nice, very cool. So I like this knife. I think it's a good knife. I don't think you're going to go wrong buying it at around $50, $55, somewhere in that area. I think you can absolutely use this on a daily basis. You'll like it. Good solid steel, easy to sharpen, holds an edge well, tough enough. I think it's like around 60 hardness. Like good. It's a good knife, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. So if you like what you see, like what you heard here on the channel today, please let me know in the comments below. Also hit that like and subscribe button, as every like and subscribe helps me, gives me a little more encouragement to keep making them. Not that I'm in any way, shape, or form discouraged at this point. Actually, I'm kind of encouraged because I have people who are watching the videos, not thousands all the time, though I do have a video or two that have reached over 1,000 views, which is cool. But that's not why I do it. I mean, I guess I do. I guess I want people to watch it, but it doesn't mean that much. But however, likes and subscribes obviously help. They motivate me even more to keep making the content. I think in some of our next videos, we're going to do a couple cut tests with some knives. We're going to do that. So we'll go out in the field and do a little bit of cut testing with some things. We might do an SE4 review because I need to really do that. It's a nice fixed blade. So we'll go through some of those things. In any case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time on The Slice of Knife.